術式順天青
Hello everyone, my name is Troy and welcome to Maximum Output Training. Welcome to Lower Body Strength Day. So we just finished up high bar squats at 195 pounds for sets of 6, upping the volume just a smidgen with a little bit of progressive overload in there. They moved all relatively well. I did do them beltless. No specific reason, just to kind of work on bracing my core a little bit better, not trying to rely on a belt, but it moved really, really well for all 5 sets. I thought it was going to go terrible, but things were moving. Felt pretty strong. It was only like 55% of my 1 rep max for high bar, and my high bar 1 rep max as of right now is 350 pounds, but just still trying to get back into the swing of things of training, and because of my back just being a little bit weary, so that's why I still use my heels and kind of upping the weight and reps slowly over time. So hopefully we get back to more heavier weights and my back can kind of like not get re-aggravated and I can keep pushing through with training. So yeah, high bar squats moving really, really well. Strength day today, so we are focusing more on squats and deadlifts and then more of accessories to build up those lifts and try to build some muscle, I guess. But it is what it is. We'll see what kind of happens. So high bar is done. Now we're on to some sumo deadlifts. First exercise of the video. I decided not to put in squats because I normally start with squats, and I decided, fuck it, we're just gonna go with some deadlifts and start off the video this way. So sumo deadlifts at 260 pounds for sets of 4 today. So last week we did sets of 3, slowly working our way up in weight as well, just like the high bar squats. And we're still trying not to use a belt. If I do have to use the belt, well, that means it's go time kind of thing. But I think next week at the 60%, 65% range mark of my 1 rep max, I'll start using a belt just because weights do get heavier and it does kind of like take some engaging the core to brace my core properly for those lifts, if that makes sense. So still going beltless with sumo for probably the last week, and then we're going with a belt next week. So we're using straps, of course. I haven't been working on my hook grip because I'm doing sets of over 1 to 2 reps. And I don't know, I should be practicing with hook grip again, and so I can get back into that and hopefully lift some heavy ass weights before the end of the year. At least max out my sumo. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, 260 pounds, sets of 4, sumo deadlifts, working on form and technique still, trying to get back in the swing of things of sumo as well. The reason I switched from conventional to sumo is it takes the load off my back and it's nicer on the back, and it is my main stance for deadlift. So getting back in the swing of things, here we go. Woo! That moved really, really well. I know I do like a touch and go kind of thing. I should be resting kind of slightly the weight on the ground and then firing back up. But yeah, felt pretty good. I just want to fire out the reps. It's kind of sandbagging in a way, but I don't want to piss off my back and really try to work on the first rep being the first, being the best rep versus me getting into the groove of it. So yeah, felt really good. I still have a few more sets. Strength day, moving really, really well, especially with how life is going. And it's pretty chaotic at the moment, especially with family stuff that happened this past weekend. Had to go to a funeral kind of thing. But it's life. We keep on going and see if we can move forward from this. So I got a lot on my mind. Yeah, it's been an interesting weekend to say the least. And it's also my family dog's birthday today. May she rest in peace. Bella, I miss you and I'll love you forever. So today's gonna be a rough day as well. So not to bring down the video, but it is what it is, especially when a loved one, your first family member, the biggest one, kind of goes and passes away. Yeah, sorry to get the video down there, but that's kind of where I'm at mentally and physically. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of the sets and I'll see you for the next exercise. Deadlifts all done and it all moved really, really well. Didn't feel anything in my back. I felt super fucking strong. Yeah, I just still trying to work into kind of setting my hips into position when I push off the floor to kind of lever the weight up and kind of get that hovering again and then exploding, locking my knees out, hips come through kind of thing. But yeah, moving really well. And I know next week I probably will have to start using a belt because that was around 260. I think, yeah, 260 pounds, around 55%. So probably next week will be around the 275, 290 mark. Not too sure yet, but I'll let you know in the next coming weeks if I do decide to do a lower body strength day anytime soon. But I try to rotate everything around 4 weeks, doing an upper, lower, and then just kind of deciding between the hypertrophy day and the strength day. So yeah, that moved all really well. Nice 5 sets. Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying sumo deadlifts, liking the strength aspect of lower body day. But yeah, now we on to seated good mornings. One of my favorite accessories, one of my favorite exercises for building up my back, a little bit of hamstring work, but yeah, really rehabbing and strengthening my low back. Seated good mornings is a W, but yeah, it does emphasis a little bit on hamstrings as well. And I don't really use these as an accessory to build my deadlifts specifically or my squat. It's mostly just to strengthen my lower back because these helped a lot when I injured my back during COVID. So yeah, I put them back in rotation just because doing regular seated good mornings, I realized that I pushed myself a little bit too hard and I kind of like tweak my back sometimes. It's just not a matter of bracing. It's more of just like, this is too easy. I can push it a little bit more. And seated good mornings kind of slows everything down. And I kind of realize and kind of bring myself back down to earth saying seated good mornings are good for me. They're not just for building, but they're for strengthening and rehabbing my back. But doing regular good mornings, I'm just like pushing through, just trying to strengthen versus just building and not my back. It's more just like build my deadlift, build my squat, versus seated good mornings like build my body, and then that will help build my squat and deadlift. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So we're doing 95 pounds for sets of 12 because last week we did sets of 10, which moved pretty easily. And I haven't played with 95 pounds in like a few months since the last time I did seated good mornings. But yeah, since including seated good mornings about 1 to 2 weeks ago, I felt my back start to get a little bit stronger. Not in a sense of it's strong to carry over to my squat and deadlift, but I felt it like, I don't know, I was getting back in swing of things and my back was getting back to pain-free, I guess. So 95 pounds, sets of 12, seated good mornings. You're gonna love this exercise. If you need to rehab your back or strengthen your low back specifically, seated good mornings is the GOAT. 9, 10, 11, 12. Holy fuck, those feel good. I forgot to mention, I do them in a low bar squat position instead of a high bar, just because I feel a little bit more secure if it's in a low bar position, meaning they sit on my rear delts versus on my traps, because once I go forward, I don't want it to roll over and kind of crush my neck. So I do low bar because I feel a little bit more secure and it's not gonna move around because it's between my rear delts and my traps. So if you do decide to do seated good mornings, I strongly recommend doing a low bar first, but of course not everybody has the shoulder mobility. Somehow I have the shoulder mobility, but my shoulder gets all pissed off, but it feels nice after I get in the low bar position. I digress. If you decide to do seated good mornings, experiment with high bar position for squats or low bar position for squats as well. So depending on shoulder mobility, you might have to secure the bar a little bit better, especially if you do high bar and you go a little bit too low, it could roll off your back and onto your neck. Whereas low bar, it could do the same. It just depends on how strong you are and how comfortable and the mobility within your shoulder. So give either or, but I like low bar the best. So I got a couple more sets and I'll see you guys for the next exercise. All right, it feels like it's been a little bit since I hit record. We finished seated good mornings, moved really, really well. Third set probably moved the best. I felt nice and strong. Started to feel like some weird kind of pulling stretch in my low back, maybe because I wasn't bracing too hard or not enough. But yeah, it does feel like if you're not kind of like in tune with the movement, you will feel the stretch. And if you let go of your brace, you can kind of hurt yourself. So just be wary of seated good mornings. It's almost like a double-sided blade, I guess you could call it, or something like that, to that effect. You just gotta be careful with it, but it's so good for your lower back. Give it a try. I promise you won't regret it. See, I can talk. We did some other accessories. In the meantime, we did some Nordic curls, some split squats. And now for the last exercise of the video is decline crunches. So as you can see, I have my decline bench here all set up. I was doing hanging leg raises for like the longest time because it really helped decompress my back and I could engage and work my lower abs. But I couldn't progress them in a way. I tried it with the dumbbell, holding in my feet, holding in my knees, and I just couldn't really progressively overload the movement. I was hitting like between 20 and 25 reps every single time and it was getting super easy. So I tried to progressively overload them, didn't work out too well. So I opted them out and switched them with decline crunches. And this is like my second or third week doing them, and it feels pretty good. And I could probably load them a lot easier by holding a weight in my chest and then doing them in that way. But we're still working with body weight. So we're going for sets of 15 to 16 today and seeing how that goes. They felt good. I just really have to get in tune with the movement, because the idea is to lift with your abs and kind of bring your abs together, or your chest to kind of your groin, and not use your low back to help you up, or use your hips to kind of swing you up. So if you're going to see my movement, I have my hands and my fingers kind of like on my abs and my core, and I try to like just bring up my abs or my chest as high as it can go by crunching this, and that's as far as you only need to go when doing the movement. So yeah, substitute for hanging leg raise, decline crunches, and I think I can progressively overload with these as well in the future. But for now, body weight, decline crunches, sets of 15 to 16. Last exercise of the video. 14. 15. Okay, those felt really good. Felt a little bit easy, but first time I did them, I kind of cramped, and I did only 4 sets of 10 to 12. 2 sets of 10 to 12 out of the 4 sets I had planned. So I'm being wary of the crunches. I don't fucking cramp again. But the last couple of weeks, they've been pretty fine. So I'm going to keep it at 16 reps, even though it looks pretty easy. And then maybe like when I get to the 25, maybe 30 rep range, I'll add some weight and then go from there kind of thing. But yeah, those felt really good. Trying to really emphasize crunching and moving on my abs, not my low back, and use my hips to swing me up, like I said. Because the only thing you need to do is just crunch your abs. The range of motion is like not that much. And then you just come back down, full stretch in the abs, just for full range of motion's sake, that you're not cheating it and getting momentum to get yourself up. But yeah, I'm going to keep these in rotation for the next little bit, because I know I can progressively overload these better than I can with hanging leg raises, than if I kind of do decline crunches with weighted crunches with a cable crunches or something like that. I can build up my abs a little bit better and kind of get more hypertrophy, because I haven't really trained them like specifically for hypertrophy. It's mostly for strength and rehabbing my low back. But this is just really trying to build up my abs more, versus just doing squat, bench, and deadlift and bracing, and hopefully that builds my abs. But this time I'm doing direct work to build my abs. So hopefully this gives like a positive effect, and I can grow my abs, get maybe have that effect of being a lot leaner than I am. But we'll see what happens. So I got a couple more sets, and yeah, that's it. That's all. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you want some online coaching, there's some stuff in the description below, and we can book a free fitness consultation for 20 minutes, and hopefully I can help you on your fitness journey today. If you want to follow me on the social medias, Instagram and TikTok, it's at MaximumOutput_training, and you can also talk to me there, and hopefully you guys enjoy the post that I post. I post 2 to 3 times a day, every single day, and hopefully you guys get some value, you get some entertainment, you get some laughs out of it. I do what I can to help you guys out. And until next time, I'll catch you guys for another training vlog. Peace!